Hello, welcome back to the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table actual play production of Colony of the Damned. Now, when last we left our valiant heroes, stalwart survivors, five murder hobos, whatever you want to call them.
Sultry spacers.
Hey, there we go. I like that one. They had landed to make a delivery to a small mining town, and they were waiting for the representatives to come out when they were jumped by a group of the colonists as well as a group of Anooks. And for those of you unfamiliar with Lost Colony, the Anooks are the native species to the planet Banshee. And they were there first. Humanity just kind of popped in, made a colony, did its thing. And then everything broke loose, which you guys can learn if you pick up a copy of the Banshee Screams novel, which talks about the whole thing. It's an amazing novel. Beyond that, we're just going to pick up right where we left off. You guys have a bunch of dead bodies lying around out here, most of them caused by a couple of well-placed grenades. And we'll go ahead and pick up from there. You have the bodies to check and all that wonderful stuff.
I would check bodies if we weren't paused. All right. And did Lucia inform us that the bugs were burrowing in people's brains?
She had not yet done that.
But I'll do it now.
Okay, then do it.
I forgot that I had that information until you said it.
So do it. Do it.
I'm struggling because of Baldur's Gate.
I don't seem to understand why.
They have bugs in their brains. Me as a player, like that, my mind's going to that anyway.
Those are tadpoles. These look like centipedes.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Hold on. A couple of these had some bugs in their brains, might be why they were going crazy, so be careful.
Great. Now we've got big bugs, we've got normal size bugs, and now we've got brain bugs. Yes, I activated my flashlight.
I saw that. I just realized that I hadn't locked rotation on your guys' tokens. That way they didn't do the crazy spin, so I'm doing that now.
Ah. I don't know what that is. These people have any ID on them?
No, an ID is not something that's pretty common amongst colonists.
Okay. So, do we know if these were the people we were trying to meet or not?
Most of them are dressed as miners. Beyond that, no, you're not sure. So you could probably take a quick jaunt over to the town, which is only a couple miles away.
How do you turn on the flashlight light?
If you've got one. Which, check. You have night vision goggles.
How do I put them on?
So what I can do for that is I just change your basic vision to light amp. And then
enjoy a green screen.
There you go.
It's green, but I can see more.
And I'm just backing on up after I pulled the guns. I don't know what CotD are.
Chakotls?
Is that what they?
Yes.
I couldn't even read it well.
It is a Tannis blade that's kind of a cross between a sword and a battle axe. The business end flares out into an axe-like head at one end. However, the entire blade is sharpened. So it's like it's got a long blade with a crescent blade at the very end of the long blade.
Yeah, seems a little bit unwieldy.
It is a two-handed weapon.
Yeah, my two-handed weapons are guns.
Are they worth anything?
Actually, when you get down close to them, Lucia, you can feel kind of a reverberation from them. Double check. is I think
Anybody need a rifle? They're not the best, but they'll hold shots.
I'm also kind of scouting around to make sure nothing else is coming.
If nobody's taking me up on the rifle, I'm just going to throw them. Do you want me to throw it in the group loot pile or onto
Sure.
the ship
on the
itself?
ship. Onto the
On
ship.
the ship.
I need to get rid of the group loot pile.
I mean, I can withdraw the 65.56k credits, and then you can just delete it. Because I'm not letting you delete that until those credits are not on there.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, Chappie saw none of his comrades were injured, so he just took a seat right next back to the fire. Just trying to keep an eye on everything.
I have a wound.
Who has a wound?
I have a wound.
Oh, it does say injured. I can't read. I thought it said
Manley
uninjured.
is going to inspect the bug-infected people's corpses.
Go ahead and make a notice check with a -2, Doc.
James, did I see anything while I was scouting around, like other people coming our way?
That would be a notice check that you need to make.
I figured that was the case, but you didn't tell.
While I'm loading these weapons up into the cargo bay, I'm going to get on the radio and start calling the place that's supposed to meet us, because I'm not wandering out in the dark, and I'm also staying on the ship at this point.
Okay. So we'll come back to the dock here in just a moment. Lucia, you notice that there are a bunch of tracks leading back in the direction of where the town is supposed to be. And Mongo, there is no response to your radio call on the frequency that they had assigned to it. Now, Doc, as you're looking, all of the bodies right at the base of the skull, it looks like whatever these creatures are kind of bored themselves in, and it could not have been pleasant to experience. They literally drilled themselves in right above C2 in the neck. And as you're kind of poking and prodding around and you look up in, they dug up through and into the occipital lobe. And that's where they were seating themselves. And they are definitely some kind of like centipede-like creature. So they gnawed their way in more than anything.
Oh, that doesn't work. It's not letting me drag onto the ship.
Oh, hold on. Let me change the permissions to...
I think that's why we had the group loot, was because of that.
There we go. Now you can do it.
All right, thank you.
And I'll manually patch up Lucia, get at my med bag, and heal her up that way.
My next question is did the bugs die with the host?
Yes. Most of them tried to kind of crawl their way out, but they do die with the host. And Lucia is now feeling a bunch better.
And the edge isn't adding properly to standard healing rolls either.
Okay.
I dig around in the brain to try and find the bug and take it as a sample.
You would need to do a full autopsy. So you can decide if you want to take one of the bodies back with you.
Thanks, Chappie.
No problem, man.
I know I definitely want to take a body back to try and study it on the ship or something.
That would be up to the captain.
Didn't hear that. Sorry, because dog.
To take one of the bodies aboard to try and study the bug.
We have a med bay?
No, you
we
do
do
not.
not.
Do we have somewhere that can do that where I don't have to see it?
On the ship?
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, we can. I wonder if that town might have the facilities. Nobody's answering, but which means they're not paying.
James, Corey,
Yo.
can it? You said I saw footsteps heading towards the town?
Yes. No, coming from the town, sorry.
Coming from the town. So is that these people?
Yes, that would be your guess.
So that town's probably not friendly.
Because it looks like these folks came from that town.
Which means we're definitely not getting paid.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that way.
Well,
Didn't we already get paid in advance?
Yep.
oh, you're right. It's been a long trip. Well, that means there's a free salvage available.
So you want to go investigate?
Yeah.
First thing in the morning?
Also, yes.
Wisteria is weird, but if you want to do an autopsy, I guess.
Hell yeah.
That would be a notice check with a -4 because you don't have all the extra bits and pieces that you need to do a true autopsy.
Can my
Well,
night
that's
vision
bad,
goggles
bad.
be turned off?
Can your what be turned off?
My night vision goggles.
Absolutely.
Yep, I'm gonna turn off my flashlight as well. Because I'm staying on the ship at this point.
Okay.
Seems like the safest option.
With that total of 1,
Yeah.
you really you can't make out much more. You would need a full forensics lab to be able to get anything out of these guys. And the only place that has one would be Temptation. And that's saying you could even get time in it to do it because they are very guarded about who gets to use their labs.
Oh, that's a good call. I call our contact in Temptation.
Ranger contact or somebody else?
Whoever gave us that first job with
that
the
would
asteroid.
be the Rangers.
Yeah. So the Rangers.
Major Banson. Oh, let's see. Because you guys are currently quite a distance away. Pop up my little radio table. Let that table go. All right.
All right. So I'm re-updating my notes for contacts. Let me know if I'm missing anyone. Major Banson, Banshee's Rangers, Marshall Crappy Pants at the dumb space station. And those are the only 2 I think we've made.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Winslow?
Yeah.
Nope.
Marshall Winslow.
Nope. It's Marshall Crappy Pants. That place was mismanaged as fuck.
It's not her fault it's mismanaged.
I beg to differ.
If you want to
There's a
get
whole
technical,
Station council that she has to answer to.
Yeah, that's her procedure was crappy.
Oh. Because all of her deputies quit
Yeah.
as soon as they knew who it was.
Either way, you're not breeding loyalty into your men like that. So, Marshall Crappy Pants, that's her name.
All right. Let us see. So the winds. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot.
The Winds of Banshee.
The winds of Banshee. are definitely playing havoc with the radio signal. You're not even getting a confirmation of connection.
All right.
There we go. Pretty wins.
Ah, wind ambiance.
Okay. So you guys are going to pile back into the Reckless and sleep the night away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably for the safest.
All right. I will remove the dead. And then time, which does indeed keep on ticking. Where did my... Huh. Oh, there it is. Looking for my clock.
You're cutting out bad.
How about now?
Nope, not anymore.
Yeah, it sounded like you had a mouthful of marbles.
So the rest of the night passes. And as you guys awaken during the day, are you guys going to walk out to town? Do you want to do a flyby first or what?
Why couldn't we land the ship there?
It is completely surrounded for at least a mile and a half around by rock, like dangerous rock. I have no idea who said what there.
I just saw her like move her like lips, like she was trying to say something.
Oh. Yeah, we can't hear you, Dan.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Nope, not at all.
How about now?
Yes.
There we go.
Nick fixed it. Okay. I
I
would like-
clicked the mouse on the screen to fix it.
Yeah, you got to keep your mouse, your screen active
because I
on.
just fixed the ambient music for my liking. Anyhow, I voted for a flyby, is what my lips were mouthing.
Well,
I
since
also
it's
agree flyby.
okay, well then there we go.
All right. Give
Fly
me
by.
a piloting check. And here it comes.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, that armor under minimum strength should not be. So that turns it
Oh,
into a
okay.
success. Why is your... Oh. When you picked up the Aknuk armor,
Oh.
it automatically equipped it because you're not strong enough
I
to
don't
wear
want to
it.
wear it. I'm going to chuck it in the ship loot. Hang on.
Okay. So you guys...
note that it doesn't remove it from your character sheet. It just copies it onto the ship loot. So you'll have to delete it manually.
Okay. Thank you.
So as you take off and you do a low flyby over this settlement. The settlement itself is basically a bunch of ramshackle buildings built with the corrugated steel and wood. And all of them have been knocked over and destroyed. And as you guys are looking from the ship, go ahead and give me a notice check with a -2 penalty.
I rolled it, forgot my -2, but we'll see what I got.
Without the -2, you're sitting at a 4, so you're at a 2 currently.
Yep. I'm gonna Benny that.
All right. The Dot comes in with a 3. Mysteria comes in with a 3. Mongo.
Did my Benny not spend? Okay, let's try that again. There we go.
Oh, there's an ace. So we'll move on to Chappie, who got a 1. And Lucia, who also didn't put the -2 on, got a 2.
Yep, I got a success, not a raise.
Correct. So Mongo, it looks like this place was absolutely trashed, and you see a bunch of footprints coming in from the northwest. Looks like they came into town, threw down a ruckus, and then one group of footprints heads to the direction where you guys had landed, which is roughly to the southeast, or sorry, southwest. And the other group continues on almost due east out of here, but you quickly lose track of them because of the rocky soil and the fact that you're flying around.
Right. Well, Captain, looks like whatever it was walked in from the east, destroyed the place, and then that group came to the southwest to get us. Looking at the number of houses, we saw 4 colonists and a few nooks all brain eaten. I could assume, this is supposition though, that the bug nooks made all of the colonists bug colonists, and then they went back to wherever the bug base is.
I don't like the idea of there being a bug base.
I don't like the idea of there being brain bugs.
I mean, brain bugs definitely not top of the list of things that I would like.
Though, given big giant bug that was really hard to kill or brain bugs in the head of a colonist, I will take brain bug colonists over big giant hard to kill bug any day of the week.
I mean, that's fair.
That's
what-
valid.
How's the group feel about going to clear out this bug nest?
What's it pay?
You make a point.
Well, the only good bug is a dead bug, so we might as well.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
I think we should head back and let the Rangers know of this new thing in case they don't know about the brain bugs, because I can't get through to them on the radio right now.
But what happens if there's people that need saving?
I'm pretty sure they're all brain bugged out.
Now, you can't be sure. Can't be 100% sure. But what if there's people that need saving?
We warn the Rangers we might prevent more people from getting bug brained.
I mean, Dr. Manley would only be interested in the fact that there are people being possessed by bugs, and she wants to know to what extent. Like,
I mean,
what
I
is the
brought
progression of the disease? Like,
I
did they
brought the
eventually
big
kill their
bug.
host, or do they like feed off of them?
Wait,
like-
Doc. I brought the big bug back to Temptation, so there's a big bug there you could look at.
Yeah, but the little bugs possessing people's brains is just so much more fascinating.
Never mind. Captain, we're going back to Temptation, right?
I'm going to put it to a vote. Who wants to go back and warn Temptation first? Say aye.
I.
There's a long delay there, Mongo.
That's what we call a pregnant pause.
Those who
pulled
want
out.
to go see what we can do to save people and possibly blow up this bug nest?
Aye, only right thing to do.
I mean, not necessarily blow it up, because that would destroy the specimens. But I'm all for clearing it out to, study
I think
it.
there's people that need help. We should do what we can.
If we're going, I'm headshotting everything, just so you know. I'm trying to make sure you get to study nothing.
The only
I
good
hope you
bug
miss.
is a dead bug.
This is stupid. Votes
Look,
are dumb.
my gut's telling me we need to go back to Temptation.
You were just outvoted on your own vote, though.
I know I was just outvoted.
So maybe if you were going to make a decision, you shouldn't have put it to a vote.
I shouldn't have, but
This is you're supposed to be.
I feel like we're walking into a death trap too.
You're supposed to be captain, not politician.
You're the
Mongo?
captain. It's your decision, but ultimately it is your decision because you're the captain.
What?
But we did all vote to go.
I don't need you arguing with me right now.
Well, I need you to start making right decisions. But I guess we're going to go get bugs, aren't we?
Well, the Lord will protect us.
Yeah, but we could maybe upgrade the ship at Temptation and have some better things.
Nope.
to
You
deal
put
with
it. You put it to a vote. The vote said we're going, so let's go.
I'm pulling the captain card and overruling the vote after I thought about it for a minute. We're going back to Temptation.
Wow.
Oh.
Who would like to vote for a mutiny and a new captain? Because I don't feel like the word of the crew is being respected now.
You didn't want to go in the first place.
You're absolutely right. I did not. But you said vote. They voted. You let them in on the crew. You gave them a chance to speak.
I love when I can just sit back and watch.
I'm assuming we're still docked and the door's still open, right? Or we're flying around.
You're flying around at the moment.
We did a flyby, so we're on the ship.
All right, well, I'm going to go start rummaging around for a parachute, see if there's anything I can jump off this boat with.
We do not have any parachutes.
No parachutes. I can see the absolute indecision in Danny's eyes.
Okay, internally, Lucia is fighting with herself because she does want to help people. She just doesn't want to necessarily have to die doing it.
So to be able to
just,
track them down effectively, you would have to land and go on foot. Because you can't make out enough detail from the sky.
All right, I'm landing it. Let's go.
All right. I get to use some fun tables here. Pull up my book. And all right. So as you guys head on out on foot, going to deal myself a card.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy. And I do believe that came up secret. It did. That's perfect. All right. And for those of you who are unaware, there's this wonderful thing in the back of all Savage Worlds things called an encounter generator or adventure generator. And okay, this is good. It allows me to create stuff right off the top without having to go and make stuff up on my own. Okay. So as you guys get down there, this will be the tracking someone, I believe, still falls under notice.
Thought it would be survival.
Let me double check. Journal.
Granted, I'm bad at both, but still.
All right.
Are you at least trained in both?
Yes.
Let me look at my skills.
I got a D4's chance.
All right.
Yep, survival is tracking.
Yep. I had just gotten to it. So go ahead, and if you guys are going to try and track from the town, or well, not the town, the little settlement, because it's not even big enough to be a town. Go ahead and make survival checks. However, these, because of the terrain, will be at -4.
Oh,
So Lucia's will be a total of 1.
that's a really steep penalty.
It is. You're fighting against not only the terrain, but also the fact that there's wind that's constantly roaring along.
Yeah, I apparently trained for this.
Wisteria.
Jesus.
No. Chappie. Okay, so I'm going to start down the list. So Lucia came off not so bad with a 1, which is a failure. But then Wisteria comes in with a massive -1. Chappie's at -3. The Doc is at -1. And then Mongo coming in with the 18.
I mean, trained soldier.
He is a trained soldier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mongo, all of
Yes.
the tracks that led into this little settlement and all the ones that head off to the east are all Anouk tracks. And they did come on foot. They didn't even ride their barukas or Chinooks, which are the normal beasts that they would ride. And as you are following the trail, the one thing you notice is that they have turned towards the desert off to the east. And you guys are having to move slower just because you're trying to track them. Plus, they've got almost 24 hour, well, not almost 24, almost about 12 hours head start on you at least. And the odd thing that you notice is, go ahead and give me a common knowledge check, Mongo, since you're the one who's noticing this.
Alrighty. That's a 4. That's a success.
So you know that most of the tribes that live here in the Fertile Crescent and in some of the mountains that surround it are primarily the Anooks who don't use human technology. The ones that you're following, you notice every once in a while, like they'll drop a wrapper to some food, like a plastic wrapper, or every once in a while, it looks like somebody dropped a bullet for a weapon of various calibers. And as you're moving along, you're just getting more and more clues that the Anooks that you faced last night and the Anooks that you're following are not of the same tribe.
Lucia?
What?
Tone. Secondly,
I'm still pissed at you for recommending we have a mutiny. So don't you dare try to police my tone right now, sir.
all right, Lucia. Regardless, you know. Okay, what can you tell me about the tracks that we've been following, Ben?
Oh, couldn't hear you.
That was at the dog. Sorry, I was waiting for her to stop barking, and so I told her to shut her face. So that was on purpose.
But I've not, everything James has told me, I have not shared with the group. So, with that said, tell me about these tracks we're following, Lucia.
You don't
Do I
see any
notice?
tracks at all. You're not sure
Mongo?
what you guys have been following for the past hour or so.
We've been letting you lead because you're the one who saw the tracks. I'm trusting you. I don't
Precisely.
see shit.
Tone. Now, what we're looking at here is these Anooks are not the same Anooks that had the brain bugs. Not saying they don't have brain bugs, but if they had brain bugs, why would they be dropping a wrapper, spent shell casing that looks like they shot at something fun? That's not necessarily how those things were acting. Above game, how many people would have been in that village?
No more than 10 or 12.
And we only saw 4 colonists.
Yep. And you would know that some of the more violent tribes have been known to eat humans. So if they have humans with them, they may have them trussed up and are carrying them.
So we got 2 options. We can continue following these tracks off into the desert with little supplies. I don't know how many of you have water and food to go on a desert trip. Or we can now take a more thorough report back to Temptation, looking at the 3 who voted to do this, and then see
Now we
what's
have more
going on.
information about like what we're going up against with like going through a desert. Of course, we should like go back and resupply.
Ooh. Barky bark.
All right, well, that's some sense. Looks at the doctor.
Doc. CC.
That would be you, CC.
Oh, I don't know why I was thinking you were talking to Danny for whatever reason.
I mean, okay, IRL, yes, Doc, but
This
in
is-
game, Captain.
This is in character. We are role playing here. Now, Mysterious, he sends. What would you like to do now?
I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do. Whatever leads to some more scientific exploration.
We're heading back.
But what about the people?
We don't. The people are an unknown, Chappie.
And I don't think he told you guys about the people.
Oh, he didn't?
Yeah, I don't think he did.
No, I've not shared any information at this point.
Well, I mean, we saw there's no one left in town. I didn't know how big the settlement size would be typically.
I mean, about double what we saw, but there were those other non-brain bugs with them, and those non-brain bugs do eat people.
Well,
So between brain bugs and cannibals, the likelihood of those settlers being alive is pretty slim.
They wouldn't be cannibals, though, because they're not human.
Correct. With the destruction there, we saw no other human footprints leaving. It's safe to say that they are no longer with us.
well, when we make background settlement, I'll say a short prayer for the ones that have been lost then before we head out.
All right, well, let's walk another hour in the desert.
You're not in the desert yet. It's on. You were heading towards the desert.
Another hour back across the scrub here.
Scrub,
and
rockiness.
Get back to the ship and do the thing that we were supposed to be doing in the first place.
All right, so you guys get back to the Reckless, board up, and take off. And I will need a piloting check, because you always have to do a piloting check when taking off.
I am.
And you successfully get her off the ground and start heading back towards Temptation. Takes a few hours.
Is this like once I set the course, the ship can kind of go, or do I have to stay at the helm?
You can set it to autopilot, but I mean most pilots don't like to do that.
Can I call Mongo into the cockpit then to have a private conversation?
Absolutely.
Mongo, get in here.
What can I help you with, Lucia?
If you ever threaten mutiny again, I will put a bullet in your brain.
Noted. Now you're starting to talk like a captain.
And as you guys are saying that, one of the doors into the cockpit slams shut. Almost sounds like somebody angry slammed the door shut.
The fuck was that? Corey Cannon.
Apparently the ghost doesn't like it when we fight.
I'm a little
Ghost?
skeptical that there's a ghost. It might have been just how
You're
the
not in
you're
the
not there.
cockpit.
Oh, I forgot.
This was a private conversation. Mongo, go check that out so I can keep
And
it
then
down.
gave me away. It must have been the wind.
And
Just
will the door open?
Yeah, it opens just fine.
All right. I'll just pat the ship. It's okay, Reckless.
All right.
Go back to cleaning my arsenal.
The
Is that what they
rest
call
of the
it?
trip. Is he polishing his knob?
He'll be at his bunk.
Does Nick get a Benny for making you laugh?
I'm going to give him one for that one.
Shit. I've been playing my hindrances this whole episode, and I ain't got
I-
nothing.
I know.
This is bullshit. Get it.
And I will give
Be
you one.
funnier.
Oh, I don't. No, I'm fine with earning them for being hilarious.
All right. So you guys make your way back. And it's a relatively peaceful flight for the most part. Actually, let me check something quick. Yes, it is a relatively peaceful trip back. And after you land, what are you guys going to do?
Go tell the Rangers about brain bugs.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
What about the rest
Maybe
of y'all?
see if they'd be willing to let our scientifically inclined friends do that autopsy they want to be doing at the lab.
Yes. It keeps eating his headband and his hair.
Why is that popping up?
Dr. Mainley is very on board with the autopsy.
That will require a networking check, which is going to be a persuasion check.
Who's rolling that?
That is going to be up to you guys to decide who is going to roll it. The people who are most well known in town are both Mongo and Lucia.
Do we
Who
get
has the best
bonuses?
persuasion? I have a D4.
No bonuses, but
I'm just going straight to the. I'm not even waiting for anybody. I'm just heading straight to the ranger station. So
So are we, but I'd like to know what we're up against. So if the doc and Wisteria can find anything, I'm going to see if we can persuade said Rangers to let us do a little bit.
I'm dropping tokens on the mat here. So if you guys want to do any shopping, there is the Temptation General store right there.
If we don't make a persuasion okay, I was about to say,
I
if we
just
don't make a
handled it.
persuasion decision soon, then Dr. Mainley is going to go and just fucking do it.
I mean, she could try.
You know what? She is.
Hold on, let me apply the appropriate penalty.
Oh, man.
And I think you'll like the name of that that penalty.
It's nice,
I don't like it, but
but good thing the captain got you.
Indeed. And for those
she's
of you
just
who
very
can't see it,
enthusiastic.
the penalty is a -4 because she doesn't know anyone in temptation.
She tried. Take
But
forever.
through a quick bit of chattering, Lucia is able to net you guys a chance to get an hour with the autopsy lab. Apparently, Temptation has a lot of bodies that come through the forensic autopsy lab.
Probably because they have brain bugs.
No, you're talking about a frontier town.
That too. But they've also got
It's
brain bugs.
it's the old west in outer space.
Right. Once the geek squad heads off to do their thing.
Okay.
So, have you heard about these brain bugs?
The ranger who happens to be in town is Ranger Dallas. And if you are looking at the nice big splash screen, actually no, that's not her. If you look at the bennies that you guys have on your character sheets, that would be Ranger Dallas.
Oh. Dang.
And she pulls you back into the office. So what y'all need?
You hear anything about these brain bugs?
Brain bugs. What?
And I will explain to her exactly what we found and what our nerd patrol is looking to do.
Well, damn. I wonder if it's all related to that asteroid y'all shot down for us that somehow
rained down
defied
the bug
physics.
eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. We came across the regular sized bugs, the giant armored bugs, and now bugs that can control people.
That's not looking good for the frontier.
No, ma'am.
Well, at least down here, we got a fighting chance against them. Because there will be predators out there that eat them. And when people start getting too crazy, we tend to shoot them anyway. But up on the stations, if those things get up there, that could be a whole other can of worms.
Oh my gosh, them stations.
What do you mean?
Oh, we got spiky deaders, angry bald ladies, bad marshalling.
Yeah, I heard that y'all took down Lilith and got her into custody.
Am I there with them?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I figured.
Yep.
Lucia does kind of look away at the ground. She's not really wanting to think about it.
And bad marshalling, I assume you're talking about Marshall Winslow?
She couldn't keep her people.
Well, in her defense, she's got the bottom of the barrel up there. Usually nothing better than miners. And those are usually miners who are wanting to get out of the mines. And when you got one of the Fallen 13 on your station, the last thing you want to do is face down a sacker. So I can't blame them folks.
Wait, the who, the what now?
The Fallen 13. You mean you took down one of the Fallen 13 and y'all didn't even know who she was?
Nah, she was just an angry bald lady who needed to get taken down.
So back during the war, one of the legions, one of the psychic legions, I can't remember the name of the legion off the top of my head, but they went AWOL during the fight. And it was 13 of them who went AWOL. And ever since then, whenever they pop up, they don't seem to be like normal psychers anymore. They don't run out of juice. And they fight like the Dickens.
She wasn't actually that hard.
You must have caught her off guard or got damn lucky.
I
Or
vote
I'm that
lucky.
good. But she had. Now, are these 13 still friends? Are we going to have to worry about the other 12 coming after us?
No, I don't think so. They typically don't work together. I mean, much
Okay.
like other psychers, they tend to be loners.
The zombie spacemen with spikes sticking out of them trying to break through the plastic. That was an experience.
Yeah. I never take my spacesuit off. I'll take the helmet off, but I always carry my helmet with me and keep my spacesuit whenever I got to go on a station smaller than, Goliath's belt.
Well, learned a lesson that day.
Yeah, Hellstrom Station is usually pretty safe, other than it's Hellstrom Station. And most of the big stations, they have enough safety measures in place, but those little places that they put on the rocks, they're held up with plastic, wood, and maybe a little bit of metal, and a whole lot of prayer.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. But all right, I'll cut Winslow some slack then. I didn't realize that this was actually a threat.
We faced off against one similar to him back in the early days after the war. And Dave and I, we both got lucky. He ain't going to be a problem no more, though. That general.
All right, so we're down to 12 then, or 11.
He wasn't one of the 13, but he was a powerful psyker.
Oh, well, all righty.
He was well, since you saw the Walking Deaders, I suppose you know something weird's going on out there. He was a Walking Dead who was a psyker.
Shit.
And for the life of me, as Game Master, I cannot remember the guy's name.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oops.
Well, I guess we'll just donate these materials to our good friends in Temptation, since we've been paid for them already. But where they were going, they don't need them.
Well, folks at Temptation sure appreciate it.
Is that all right with you, Lucia?
Fine with me. Otherwise, they just take up space on a ship we could use to haul other cargo.
Well, since that business is done, what business you got for us?
Nothing at the moment, but with your all's reputation, I'm sure work will come your way before long.
I'd prefer not to go back to Widowmaker.
I can't say as I blame you. I don't like going there myself. Something about that station just ain't right.
It lived up to its name.
Sorry to hear that, Lucia. All right. And as we
go to the Nerd Patrol,
dim the lights on that scene, we cut over to the two of you who are working on the body that you brought with you. So you get the body laid out on the slab, cut all the clothes and everything off as you normally would, and you start the autopsy. Who is going to be lead and who is going to assist?
Probably the good doctor. She might have better skills for it.
I'm going to turn your volume down a bit. There we go. All right. So what I need then is your choice to assist her of either healing, research, or academics.
I'm going to use healing.
All right. Go ahead and make a
Do
healing
I
roll.
have do I have that choice to do the main thing, main
You
roll?
do, yes. But you need to wait and see what he gets to see if he helps you out.
Ah, okay. I'll prepare it.
All right. Right now, he just has a basic success with a 4. That will grant you a +1 on the research roll that you're using.
Nah.
Right. Let me add the +1 in since you didn't.
Oopsie.
And you come in with a basic success. Are you going to leave it there, or do you want to try and go for something bigger?
I'll try to go for something bigger.
All right. Fishing for that critical failure.
Ah, damn it.
It's only a 5.
It's still top 3.
Going to stick with that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste all my bennies on it.
Okay. So, as the two of you start, and you're making all the cuts, first the Y incision at the chest, you open up the chest, everything looks normal inside the chest. Cut the skull cap off with your bone saw, and as you're looking over the brain where this thing went in, it came in, like I said, through the base of the skull, and it wormed itself up into the ocular section of the brain. And everything that you know about medicine says it should not have been able to control the person from there. And even worse, the remnants of the bug that are still in there, it doesn't look like it made any type of connection to the neurons. It just crawled up in there and sat there.
Are there any
Weird.
like tendrils or proteins or anything around it that would suggest why?
There is nothing there to suggest that it should have ever had been able to control that person.
Could
It
have
couldn't
been
have
from the
like
damage of it
secreted like some sort
burrowing
of
that caused them
enzyme.
to go crazy?
Possibly. What did you ask, Wyatt?
It couldn't have like secreted some sort of like enzyme as well.
Everything that's there looks like, except for the bug itself, looks like it should be there. There's no like weird secretions or anything. All you really see around it would be the cerebral spinal fluid.
All right, I'm just going to interrupt for a moment and say I really like medical people playing medical characters because this kind of questioning I wouldn't even think of. Continue.
Trying to think. What about the insect itself? Can I dissect that?
Yeah, you can dissect it. That would be another medicine, research, or academics role. And if
Can I assist
Wisteria
him?
wants to assist, yes.
You want to assist?
I do.
Oh, Wisteria coming in with a raise,
yeah.
giving you a +2 bonus on this one.
I'm really
Sweet.
into this worm thing.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Coming
Two
in with
raises
a
on this autopsy.
10 on this research check. And as you take this bug apart, this is disturbing. This is truly disturbing. Because the anatomy of this bug does not follow the form follows function method of figuring out how creatures that don't exactly belong in a biome evolve the same way as creatures in another biome. So, as an example, it would be a creature that's born on another planet would develop eyes just because the form of the eyes follows the function, much like they do here on Earth. And it's a whole big scientific thing I'm not going to get into. That was
But
just
what
a
we're
quick
saying
and
is
dirty.
that like this thing has a function and its form is following that.
Its function, you can't make any sense of its function. It's got legs, it's got eyes, it's got mandibles so it could eat, but on the inside of it, none of the organs look right.
What
This-
about its neurological system? Can I
What?
glean anything from that?
What neurological system?
There isn't one?
No.
Okay.
Matter of
Anything
fact, there's
akin to a brain
just-
or anything?
it just seems to be filled with the bug equivalent of meat and goo. No,
Is there anything special about the meat and goo?
No, there's not even any like musculature development or anything. It just like
Does it have organs?
take what
Like,
take what a toddler would do if they're drawing a picture of something, and that's almost what you have here. It's like somebody drew a picture of this mean-looking bug and didn't know what to put on the inside to make it work.
fuck. Okay.
So there's nothing on the inside. What does the outside of this bug look like?
Looks kind of like a centipede.
Anything interesting about its mouth parts? Like, is there any like?
Look
Does
like-
it eat what it burrows into, or does it just like scoot it out of the way like a mole?
It looks like it would eat what it burrows into
Does it actually even have
from
a
the
stomach?
outside. No, not really.
How does that
Does
even
it
work?
have
Okay.
any kind of organs that we might like understand?
Nothing
like,
that you
what it's
would
trying
nothing
to
that
do?
you would recognize.
Hmm. Is there anything interesting to poke?
Sorry, that got me.
I'm just gonna see if I get any reflex function by poking some random part of it.
All right. There's a Benny for that. Because that was a question I was not expecting.
Like, it went from like deep, like medical based, like, okay, what's it? Does it got anything I can poke? That's the perfect
So-
seg.
Without any type of neuron and nerve system, there's no way you could get a reflex out of it by poking it in certain spots.
What if, because magic exists in this world, could this bug be magical? I mean, we wouldn't be able to know that, but like just a hypothesis, since it's not following like any kind of
Why
scientific rule.
why don't you mention that to your research partner? Because that would be the person you really want to discuss it with.
Yeah,
Would
I
there
would.
be-
I would be asking the doctor right now.
I don't know. I don't quite believe that magic is a thing.
I mean, it's far fetched, but also like that chappy fellow did some weird thing the other day where he stitched someone up with some words.
I mean,
So,
psychers are real. He could be a psycher. Everybody knows about psychers.
But I'm sure there's some scientific basis to psychers.
There is, yes. They reach deep into their brain and pull the spiritual power of themselves to bend the universe around them.
Okay, well, how the fuck is a bug without a brain gonna do that? Okay, any chemicals I can pour on it to go and basically like elicit a response or see if I get any sort of chemical reaction from its meats.
Acid or base?
Did you say
I'm
from
I'm
its
thinking more
meats?
acid.
The acid eats it up and doesn't leave anything behind, but strangely just clean acid. Like normally you would get a chemical reaction which would change the acid itself.
I'm not, just to clarify, I'm not pouring this on the whole damn thing. I'm like taking a small tissue
Mhm.
sample and then testing it. Let me clarify that.
Smart
But
clarification. with
okay, so
argument.
it doesn't elicit a reaction, it just eats through it. What about for a base reaction? If I were to take a small tissue sample and try to test it against a base.
Have you ever seen what happens when you add phosphorus or not phosphorus, sodium to water?
Cool. Anyway, that's probably not a good thing. So, of course, if I'm remembering right, that basically causes a small explosion, correct?
Real tiny explosion.
Yeah. So she kind of jumps back a little surprised.
We just
Is that a normal reaction from a base mixing with tissues?
Nope, it is not.
No, I know that one.
I didn't think so, but I just have to ask.
A base is an acid. Is a base is an acid. Is a base is an acid. When it comes to interacting with organic tissue, they're effectively the same thing. They do the same things to flesh.
Yeah, I thought as much. I wasn't sure if we had any sort of scientific knowledge of like how it would react. any differently to any different chemicals. But I mean, I can just throw out random chemicals there, and you can tell me yes or no. But that'll take all day.
It would.
Um,
That's why I kept it very generalized.
I like that. I like that. I am not that good at chemistry yet. I don't know. This is a little bit strange, I'm gonna say.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah, Dr. Mainley seems to be at a loss and just trying to kind of pull at straws, thinking of like what else she could try to test it against.
Wisteria is also kind of just stumped. She doesn't know what else to do.
Is it photoreactive?
No, you've had it out in the light already.
I mean, like even brighter light to do anything?
Nope.
Obviously, that has to be heritage. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Something like that.
Science.
Fuck yeah, science.
Well,
What if I catch it on fire? What color does it turn?
it actually just burns like normal. It doesn't change any
Does it
colors like
smell
any metals
bad?
in it. It smells
And
atrocious.
just a piece of it is the bug, not the whole thing.
I think
And
not the
as
whole
you-
bug, just a small tissue sample. Let me clarify that.
As you light the fire to do it, and you start burning the tissue, it throws off this thick bilious smoke, which then sets off the fire alarm,
Okay.
and the sprinkler system kicks on.
Okay, I see it.
Even
Does anything happen from the
piece?
water pouring on it?
Nothing, just water.
You're weak to positive energy, but you have
Can we
used
match
by
like the meat of this bug with anything else? Like, is there? I don't know what I'm asking. I like had this idea in my brain, but I don't know if that actually makes sense.
With the advent of the sudden influx of high volumes of water into the atmosphere of the room, the scientists who actually work here come in and start ushering you out for creating a mess.
That's fine. We were pretty much done here. I think.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else. I was just kind of like pulling shit out of my ass, so to speak.
All right. And after you guys are done, and you guys get done about the same time they're done with Ranger Dallas, Debbie to her friends.
No.
That's really her name. But where are you guys going to go? It's about 2 p.m.
I just wanted to verify real quick that my M21 takes large rounds, correct, or medium rounds?
It takes the M21 9
M21 magazine.
the M21 magazine. If you use the
So-
Suede item tables, it'll bring up all the items.
Okay, so nothing of the general salesman sells.
I did not
Yeah.
update him with the correct ammo, did I?
With the ammo now.
We just have bullets large, medium, and small.
All right, I can fix that.
And shotgun slugs and
You
shells.
scroll down to the mags.
Those are still the
Yeah, shotgun
shells.
doesn't change.
Yep, that's what I'm looking in. Like, I don't see my bullet type on here at all, so I'm just gonna wait my turn patiently.
Nope, you were fine.
What does the gyrojet take?
Gyrojet takes IW91.
Razor, I did.
Yeah, he doesn't happen to have any new guns in stock, does he?
He does not. And almost everything is a magazine-based weapon, except for the revolvers.
And the hunting rifle.
Let me add those.
Perfect.
Hunting rifle fires the 30-06. And the police pistol fires the 357.
I have police pistol magazine.
Oh,
You already put that in there.
okay.
it would be more of like an after. It'd be like
All
Yeah,
right.
357 is what my
Your heavy revolver shoots.
heavy revolver.
All right. So, is there anything special you guys are going to do?
Can we do any ship upgrades?
if you do just
There
spend-
are no. The only places that you could really do it would be either at the tunnel station at Hellstrom Industries, or at there's another station that has a shipyard. You need a full shipyard to do it.
Okay.
I mean, nobody's paying me to shoot anything, so I'm just puttering around the ship.
Okay. What about the rest of y'all?
Dr. Mainley is going to be very interested in the workings of the ship and touching things she probably shouldn't.
Don't break anything.
And we've already done the internment of Warsh, right?
Yes.
Lucia will probably be spending a lot of time at that site if there isn't any work to be done.
Is there like a library around this place?
Nope. No libraries.
You know what I just realized? I could have looked at the tissue under a microscope. I'm so dumb.
I thought that would have been step one, but you know,
Yeah,
I
thought
wasn't
that was,
there.
like an automatic
In my
part of our
defense,
autopsy.
it has been a very long week.
It's been a very long year this week.
It has been.
I would imagine looking at like an alien bug, that would have been like one of the first things we actually did.
In my defense, you didn't mention it either.
I mean, if you didn't mention it, it didn't happen.
It's true. Well, damn.
you know, all of the,
Well, Chappie's all stocked up and ready to go wherever we're going.
Okay. Well, as you guys are trying to figure out what to do, and as your scientists are completely perplexed by what they found, there is a beeping of the comm unit in the cockpit of the Reckless.
Oh, I'm getting to it.
How much trouble would Dr. Mainley get in if she stole a microscope?
If she gets caught, I mean, she might have to spend some time in jail.
Hmm.
I can just picture her being like, worth it.
I mean, also you could just ask if you can buy one off of them.
Do we have the money for it?
I don't know. Do you?
Do you have the money for it?
pretty good.
Will Mongo let Dr. Mainley touch the money to buy it?
You were paid for your part of the job.
Oh, plus 2.
Yeah. If you look
Okay,
at your
she's gonna
character
go
sheet
up
under
to
gear.
what she's gonna go and find her way over to the area that she did the autopsy and find the nearest scientist and ask if she can go and use a microscope real quick.
You know, I know what you mean. But just go ahead.
That would be a persuasion check with a -2 because you've already wrecked their lab once.
That's fair.
Good thing you saved your bennies. Oh,
Oh.
fuck, you fucking need a Benny.
All right, so that comes up as a total of 5. He definitely looks at you weird. Says, I guess if it'll get you out of our hair again, whatever.
Yay!
So are you going to try and steal a microscope?
I'm not gonna steal it. He said I could use it.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I assume that the captain and Mongo are almost always near the bridge.
Yeah. At Haruto's graveside.
Right, she said she was at the graveside.
Ah, okay. So that would be Mongo then. Mongo, the comms unit is going off in the ship.
You've reached the Reckless.
Ah, is this the captain speaking?
Not currently, no. She's a bit dispositioned.
Who am I speaking to?
First mate Mongo.
Good. Good. Very good. Mr. Mongo, my name is Marta Deal. I am calling you from the portal station, or from the tunnel station, Hellstrom Industries.
Mm-hmm.
And we are looking for a team that is experienced in odd items. And we believe that due to your team's interaction with the Nemesis asteroid, that you folks would be the right people to escort me to where I need to go. Now, before I tell you what all it is we need, I would rather do that in person. I am, however, authorized to pay you $10,000 or 10,000 credits plus your normal operating expenses, so fuel, food, water, all of that. And I think that's a very fair price if you would like to join us at a tunnel station so we can discuss things further.
So you're paying us 10K to come to tunnel station,
and then escort
with
me to where I need to
expenses.
go.
But we don't know what we're agreeing to until we actually talk to you.
I would have to have you sign an NDA before the job begins and you get any explanation.
Okay. Now, if we fly all out that way and that's not something we wish to do, are the fuel expenses to get there and back covered?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh no, I don't like that.
Starts off with a 3, turns it into a 5 with a Benny.
Yep, I'll keep that.
And she thinks for a moment and says, I believe I could write that off. Yes. If you choose not to take the job, then yes, we will cover your fuel there to the station and back.
All right. Well, I'll bring it to the captain. If we show up, we accepted. And if you don't see us in, how long would it take to get to tunnel station?
Right now, as you look over things, all right, so right now, due to the positioning, it would take you about 11 days.
All right, so if you don't see us in 2 weeks, then something happened.
Very well. We will see you in about 2 weeks.
And I hang up because I did not actually commit to anything. I said if she sees us, so I did not step outside of bounds. I'm not going to get shot by the angry captain.
Look, he's learning.
All
right. That was
right.
out of character. Go find Lucia. Lucia.
Mongo?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We got an offer.
Details?
Details are slim to none. Pays 10K, but it does get us to tunnel station. And if we don't like the job, she covers the gas to get there and back. And then we can spend some time there and upgrade the Reckless if we need to. And it gets us away from the bugs.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a break from the bugs, at least for a little while. And we do need some upgrades for the ship, so I say we go.
All right, you want to call the rest of your crew?
Will do, and I will go about doing that.
Okay. So as we slip back over to the dock, Doc, I need another research, healing, or academics roll.
Okay.
And with that 5, you realize that if anything, the closest thing you could think of this would be like cloned, back-grown meat.
How does that possess a person?
Doesn't
So
make
essentially,
any
there's nothing
sense.
on a tissue sample.
She
in a
kind of just
microscope.
throws up her hands like, okay, what the fuck?
And that's when you get the call to rejoin your crew, that you guys are heading up the well. And
Wait, hold on. What if those people like weren't possessed? Like they just had the worms in their brains for like a different reason, and like they just attacked us?
It's a good of hypothesis as any.
Like
indeed.
those worms could serve a different function since they don't like really seem to like have like a reason or like a way of possessing them because they don't have organs for such a thing. Like either they're magic, which is insane, or like they weren't anything.
I mean, either solution could be the right one. All right, so you guys pile into the Reckless, head up well, and
Piloting?
yep, go ahead and give me a piloting check. Sorry, people are blowing up my map.
Whoa.
That was very close.
That was indeed very close to a failure. She comes in with a 4. And the next 11 days, let's see if there's anything exciting happening. There is not. So for the next 11 days, you guys travel onwards. And as we come to a close, you see what appears to be, as you come into the tunnel station, it appears to be just a giant ring in space. And there's docking bays and everything all around it. You see the shipyard on one section of it. However, it reminds you that the only way back to Earth used to be this station, as it used to open a tunnel in space between Earth and Banshee. And for the past 13 years, yes, for the past 13 years, there has been no contact with Earth. And as you pull into your docking berth, that is where we'll pick up next time.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun dun dun.
So, before we officially go, I would like to thank everybody for listening and or watching. Don't forget, if you like coffee, head over to poppetscoffee.com. They'll get you hooked up with some of the best coffee in the country. If you love Norse Foundry Dice as much as we all do, head over to norsefoundry.com and use the coupon code KOTSDT, and that'll get 10% off. That same code will get $5 off an order at arkhamforge.com on any of the products that they have for their mapping software. And let's see, this is going to go out before. If you haven't seen online our advertisements, the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table are doing a new one-shot. New Hit Me With Your One-Shot. That is a classic brought up to the modern, and that's Night Train. Feel free to join us Halloween night at 9 p.m. as I take 6 players through the Night Train. And they may even have a chance to get goffed. If you don't know what getting goffed is, I guess you'll just have to tune in to find out. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This game references the Savage Worlds game system, available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings and unique characters, locations, logos, and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. The Knights of the Smith Dinner Table logo, Colony of the Damned, and the Knightsmith Games logo are all intellectual property of Knightsmith Games, LLC.